The KATC Weather Lab. Here's Eric's forecast.
On this final week of summer, it sure felt like summer out there once again across Acadiana with hot and humid conditions to start off the day, and that led to some of those afternoon showers and thunderstorms developing as we went throughout the day. Most of us finally seeing our first rainfall in more than 2 weeks, and it was much needed as some areas were starting to get a little bit on the dry side. And as we now push into the evening hours, most of that activity is coming to an end. So let's take a look at the satellite and radar picture. We can see that the heaviest showers were more off to the east over towards Baton Rouge, but we had our fair share move through Lafayette Parish. Also New Iberia saw some showers back through Vermilion, and then those moved up to the north into St. Landry Parish, Acadia, and now making their way into Evangeline and up into Avoyelles parishes, where we still are seeing some of those light showers making their way up towards Ville Platte. But you can see a lot of the activity is beginning to fade now as we push into the evening hours. So I expect us to remain fairly dry for the next several hours and as we go throughout much of our Sunday. But then as we go into Sunday afternoon, we could see a very similar picture with some of those hit or miss showers as we go throughout the afternoon. You can see the lingering showers we still have are going up Highway 167 from Ville Platte over the Pine Prairie. Bunkie also seeing a little bit of some moisture, and then over towards Mamou, we have a couple light to moderate showers making their way through. But as I mentioned, most of this activity should begin to filter out here in the next hour or so, and we should remain dry through the rest of our Saturday evening. Taking a wider look on the enhanced satellite picture, you can see things are quiet in the Gulf of Mexico, so no real showers or storms heading that way from there. Also up to the north, things are dry, so it's not going to be any frontal systems that are going to bring us the showers. It's just going to be those daily pop-up showers with the afternoon heating and the extra humidity in the air. But as we take a wider look and move farther out into the tropics, that's where things are really starting to heat up, as we now have 3 named storms going. We continue to be tracking Hurricane Jose. We also have Tropical Storm Lee, and then the latest one that was just issued a couple hours ago is we now have Tropical Storm Maria, and it is making its way right towards the Les Antilles Islands. But we're going to get started with the hurricane that we're tracking and have been tracking for a couple weeks now, and that's Hurricane Jose. The latest on that is it is winds up to 80 miles per hour, some gusts up to 100. You can see a very defined little circle with that, so definitely a good little system with this, as it is now moving off to the north at 6 miles per hour, and we'll continue to head due north as we go over the coming days. That is good news, as it should remain offshore from the United States, but we could have some high seas and some strong winds as it makes its way to the north through the Outer Banks region of North Carolina and then through the Virginia area as well. And then you do see as we move towards Tuesday, it runs into the cooler waters and starts to run into some sheer weakening to a tropical storm, and then makes its way out to the east with a big old bend, and that's because a little trough system is going to develop over the northeast, and that should help keep it away from land and move it out to sea. But you do see portions of Cape Cod and maybe the Long Island could get some wraparound storm surge and some strong winds with this. So the good news is no direct effects right now expected with Hurricane Jose, but we could have some indirect effects for the people up and down the coast as we go throughout the coming days. But by Thursday, it should move well out to sea and shouldn't cause any other issues. And you can see that with the spaghetti plots taking it more out into the North Atlantic. As I mentioned, we now have Tropical Storm Maria as well, winds up to 50 miles per hour. This is quickly strengthening and could become a hurricane by tomorrow afternoon, as we see as it makes its way off to the west. And unfortunately, the path with this is very similar to where the Irma moved, and you can see it will be making its way towards the northern Leeward Islands by Monday evening. Hurricane watches and warnings already in effect for some of those areas. And then as it gets onto the other side of the islands, it will quickly strengthen and could become a major hurricane as it takes direct eye at the Puerto Rico island. So not good news there, up to 120-mile-an-hour winds, as they're still trying to recover from Irma. So this is going to be a very dangerous situation in the coming days as it moves over the similar path that was just hard hit a couple weeks ago. Then beginning the weekend a little bit as it gets up towards the Dominican Republic. However, as we go farther out, there are still some questions of what it will do after that. Some tried to turn it up to the north, but others take it over towards the Bahamas and Florida as we head towards next weekend. So this will be a system we will be keeping a very close eye on in the coming days to see just where it heads by later next weekend and into the following week after that. Closer to the home, we remain dry through the night. We could be waking up to some patchy, the dense fog to start off our Sunday. Then I think we get some sunshine mixed in, and that'll help to fire up a few hit or miss showers. No one really seeing widespread showers, but you will have to have that chance for 1 or 2 maybe with you as you go throughout the day. So just kind of have that umbrella in the car just in case, and then drying out as we move into the evening. So a stray shower possible early within the next hour or so, but most of it should begin to come to an end. Otherwise, it'll be warm and muggy with that fog developing by tomorrow morning. 73 for an overnight low. And then as we go throughout our Sunday, summer is not done yet. Another hot and humid one, 91 degrees, but heat index up around 98 to 102 with that 30% 30% chance for a few isolated showers tomorrow afternoon. And we'll keep that 20 to 30% chance all the way through the next 5 days. Temperatures remaining in the low 90s. Feel like temperatures up around the triple digits. Maybe Wednesday has the little better chance of seeing some rain as we go throughout the afternoon. Fall officially begins on Friday, but it's still going to feel like summer as we go into next weekend. Temperatures remaining in the lower 90s with about a 20 to 30% chance for some showers. And then that looks like it'll continue as we go into the following week as well. So it looks like the end of September is going to be on the warmer side.
I could definitely tell a difference as soon as I woke up this morning.
I think a lot of people did.
It was a little bit warm. Thanks, Eric. Still to come on Acadiana's News Channel at 6.